Hi, everyone. I am going to talk to you a little bit about Through the Looking Glass and ask you to do a small assignment for next time, and we'll talk about it. This is how we're going to enter the discussion of Through the Looking Glass by sharing what we're going to do for our assignment. So first I want to read to you the poem Jabberwocky, one of the most famous nonsense poems ever written. It's not completely nonsense. It's telling a story, but it's using words that sound like what's happening rather than real words. So it goes like this. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toads did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borogoves and the mome-raths outgrave. See. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jubjub bird and shun the frumious Bandersnatch. Took his vorpal sword in hand, long time mincing foe he sought, and rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2. And through the vorpal blade went snicker snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. Hast thou slain the Jabberwock, my son? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frabjous calloo, callay, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toads did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome-raths outgrave. So the first stanza is the same as the last stanza, and it's kind of like the setting. The middle part, there's a boy who's standing by a tree. Well, we don't know if it's a boy. Well, yes, we do, because the father says it's his son. He's standing there. The father warns him against meeting up with the Bandersnatch. And then the boy meets up with the monster, cuts his head off, and then goes back to his father, and his father commends him and says, "You did a great job." And then we see the setting again. And so even though all the words are nonsense, we can gather what's happening in the story just through the way it sounds, the way it's organized, and a few words that we know that there's a boy and a father and some kind of monsters. So it's a great, very interesting and famous poem. All right, so also for our assignment, this is what we were going to do in class. In Through the Looking Glass, as well as in Alice in Wonderland, the story is set up in a series of like bite-sized scenes. Sometimes the scenes are like one long paragraph, and other times they extend for a whole chapter. Sometimes the characters in the scene do not repeat themselves in the rest of the story. Sometimes they do. So sometimes there's a scene and something happens, and then we move on, and we don't go back to it ever. Here's some examples of some scenes. Alice's discussion with the flowers, Alice's first experience with the Red King and Queen, like when she's invisible and when she first goes through the looking glass, the experience Alice has on the train, which is very, very, very surreal. Tweedledee and Tweedledum's fight and what it was about and why it happened and what ended up. That's a very funny scene. The fight between the two knights, that's a funny scene, an interesting scene. One very famous scene is the scene with Humpty Dumpty regarding literal language. The scene in the boat with the sheep is quite surreal, or any other scene you'd like. So here's what you're going to do. In a long paragraph, analyze a scene from Through the Looking Glass, and then bring your paragraph to class. We're going to share these next Tuesday. They'll account for your attendance, and you are going to receive points for them and give the scene some thought. Don't plagiarize, please. The requirements are that you have direct quotes in the paragraph. Also, answer these questions. How could you relate to the scene, or why did you choose it? What is happening in the scene? Is there humor in the scene, and what does it entail? And how does Alice react to what is happening in the scene? What is the effect of the scene on you? Another question. So I'll put those instructions in Blackboard too, and also I want you to bring that, type it up or print it out and bring it to class next time. Okie dokie. Thank you very much.